This is insane. Well guys, it's official. I am going to be building my shipping container home named the Pacific Bin. Earlier this week, I ended up buying this 3-acre plot of land here in Sultan, Washington, and I am so excited to dive into this. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Devin Lorup, and I'm a Seattle-based cinematographer and photographer. And for the last couple years, I've been wanting to get into Airbnb investment properties. So let's start from the beginning. A couple of years ago, I moved from the Midwest out to Seattle, Washington in pursuit of being a cinematographer and photographer, and I just love being outdoors, and like this is incredible. I love this. So it's been cool over the last couple of years seeing my passions sort of evolve and incorporate different I guess aspects of life and almost take on a more entrepreneurial mindset. So over the last couple of years here, I've been growing my media business, and with the money I've been making from the media business, I've started investing, and I have just grown a huge passion for learning finance, stocks, investing, like being financially wise. So over the last couple of years, I've really developed a passion for learning how to invest and be financially wise, and like with the goal of someday being able, like when I am married and have kids and everything, to be able to be there with my family and just like really enjoy them. And but right now we're grinding, we're making this dream come true. So you're like, what's the point of this video? So the point of this video is to explain some of the hurdles that I ran into when buying a piece of property. I literally thought it was just gonna be like, oh yeah, go look at a couple properties, put an offer in, and bam, you're good to go. Not the case at all. Well, at least when you're trying to like develop from the ground up. This lot literally has nothing. No electricity yet, no well, no sewage, nothing. So I'll explain some of this in a bit. And I'll also be filling you guys in on how much I spent on this piece of property. I have notes here on my phone because I get sidetracked. Over the last couple of years, as I've been learning the investment world of cryptocurrencies and investing in the stock market, and like actually doing pretty well, which is part of the reason why I'm able to afford this. So I want to diversify my income stream, not in the sense that I'm investing in thousands of stocks, but more that I have unique sources of income. So I knew that real estate is a great way. I've learned from my parents and all sorts of other mentors of mine that real estate is an incredible way to build wealth. So at first, real estate was not attractive to me at all. So my idea of investing in real estate coming from the Midwest has always looked like you buy a white picket fence house and you rent it to a family with 2.5 kids and a little dog that runs around, right? Just, ugh. I've hated the idea of owning a boring home like that. Now that I've lived in Washington for a couple of years, my idea of real estate investment has changed significantly. I've met a couple people through social media and just in real life out here who are doing the Airbnb investment route and absolutely killing it. And the cool part about that is that you are able to have unique homes on this. You're not just buying a 4-wall boring old home out in the suburbs next to a million neighbors. You're almost able to create like these homes that are experiences. So my goal with building a vacation rental about an hour or so away from Seattle is to sort of have a place for people to get out away from the madness of like the 9 to 5 and just be able to unplug for a bit and just recharge and have this experience here in the woods. Like seriously, this is so incredible. Just like hearing the birds chirping, and I love it. It's awesome. So what am I building? I am building a shipping container home. So I'm essentially going to be taking 5 shipping containers, stacking 3 on the bottom floor, 2 across the top, and having a 3-bedroom and 2-bath box in the middle of the woods. So the reason I chose shipping containers because I worked as a welder for a couple of years while I was going through high school and the first couple of years of college. So I know my way around a welder, a blowtorch, grinders, and all of that. So I'll be able to save tons of costs doing that work myself. All right, so now that I know what I wanted for the property and like what I wanted the home to look like, I had to sort of hone in on what the property looks like for that. So some of my requirements for the property is that I wanted it to be roughly 1 hour away from Seattle. So I landed on Sultan, Washington. I was sort of looking in the Sultan and Gold Bar area, and this plot of land is right in Sultan. So it's about an hour from Seattle. It's on the foothills of the mountains, right off of Highway 2, which is, I mean, this property is perfect. It is literally 5 minutes down the road is a rafting place where you can go down the Skokomish River. There's rock climbing 20 minutes away. There's all sorts of stunning hikes out here. So it's just a perfect spot to be able to be tucked away, spend quality time with your family, but also you're able to get out and do all the wonderful things that PNW has to offer. So I also needed the property to be on enough acreage that you wouldn't see neighbors. You're not having to worry about so-and-so being loud at night or anything. So this 3-acre lot is literally perfect. You'll be able to be completely tucked away, not have to worry about neighbors or anything like that. So one of the other reasons why I wanted the home to be on a little bit of acreage is so that I could throw a helicopter pad in the back so that my friends over at Atomic Helicopters can come swing by and we can do cool mountain excursions or something like that. So when I first started looking for properties, I honestly thought it was really easy. Like, I made a video a year ago saying like, oh, this is gonna be the plot of land that I built the container home on. And that is not the case. I like rewatching that video. It's laughable how little I knew just about what to look for in a piece of property. If I would have moved on the first property I looked at, there's no way I would have ever been able to build on it. There was critical areas on site, which you can't build. There's like 150-foot setbacks, and moral of the story, it wouldn't have worked. So over the last year, I've sort of learned a couple things to be aware of when you're trying to buy property is that you need to make sure that there are no critical areas on site, because it is a bear to get permitting to build on critical areas. And critical areas are like really steep slopes. Another one is floodplain. I didn't know this at first, but digging into it, most of the properties out in the Gold Bar area are in the 100-year floodplain. I realized I didn't want to have to pay flood insurance for the rest of my life and potentially have to deal with flood problems and all that crap. So I ended up going a little bit further west over here to Sultan, where this property is elevated and is out of the floodplain. So that's another thing to keep in mind if you're thinking of doing something similar to this. Stay away from floodplains, stay away from critical areas, and also wetlands. Wetlands caught me so many times. I put a couple of offers in on some other lots, and as soon as I start doing my research, I'd find out there's wetlands and there's big setbacks, which setbacks are how far you have to build away from the wetlands. That would make most of the lots pretty much impossible to build on. So after about a year of looking at properties, I finally found this lot. So this lot is a 3-acre lot, and the lot doesn't have critical areas on site. It doesn't have wetlands. It's out of the floodplain. So we're all good to go. So this 3-acre lot was listed at $180,000, and I came in at $150,000, and after bouncing back and forth, doing a couple counter offers and digging into feasibility a little bit more, I was able to scrape them down to $160,000. So I was able to get this piece of property $20,000 under asking price, which I am stoked about, because with how hot the real estate market is right now, it's pretty much impossible to get anything under market value. So truly a blessing there. So this lot was actually an estate sale, so the family members were just sort of looking to get the lots off their hands. Now that I've drained my bank account and own this stunning piece of property, you might ask, what is next? So the next steps are getting an environmental study on this. So in order to go in for permit to start building, you have to have an environmental study showing that, hey, here's the wetlands on the site, here's any critical areas, here's what the soil samples are looking like. So what this environmental study does is it pretty much breaks down for the county what this lot all entails, and it tells the architect and engineer how exactly to build the foundation of the home and what they have to account for. So after the environmental studies are done, I can take these incredible renders and preliminary plans that I'm putting together, which these renders are actually insane. My friend Alex is an incredibly talented 3D artist and architect, and I'll be sharing more and more of the evolution of this home. I'll be showing interior elevations on the Instagram and everything, so make sure to follow along on the Pacific Bin Instagram. But we'll take these architectural 3D render and share them with the actual architect and engineering firm, and they will pretty much design the foundation and all the structural components, show me where steel beams need to be, and just sort of handle the nitty-gritty of the home design. And then after that, we are off to the races. It's gonna be a little bit for us to get through permitting. Permitting takes a couple months here in Snohomish County to get permits approved, and it takes a bit to get the designs and the final renders, and we gotta go back and forth. So it's gonna take a little bit. So my goal right now is to pour the foundation of the home around January or February, right around then. I'm sort of trying to take a little break into the holiday season before we ramp up and literally don't stop on this thing till it's done. So those are the next couple steps. I am beyond excited to build this and take you guys along on this journey. I'm gonna be filming the entire process, from like bringing power to the site, drilling a well, building a septic system. Like, I'm gonna be taking you guys along the whole process. I not only think this would be really cool to document for myself, for anyone that stays in the home to be able to scan a QR code and see exactly how the home was built. So before I wrap up this video, I think it'd be really fun to just sort of throw a dart at the board on when I think I will complete this. Right now, I'm targeting September 1st, 2022 to have the home completely done and listed on Airbnb and ready for all you guys to go stay in it. So September 1st, 2022, that's the goal. No clue if that's gonna happen, but I will freaking work my butt off and see if I can make it happen. And if you guys wouldn't mind, if you could please like and subscribe to the channel. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'm like halfway there right now. Plus, I think it'd just be really fun to build this community as I start this build and learn from you guys, and you guys ask me questions. And if any of you are trying to do the same thing, I would love to just have that community to sort of work off of. And if you're out here in Snohomish County, feel free to hit me up if you have any construction experience or know people who do construction out in the area. I'd love to connect with them. And this is gonna be a team project. This is gonna be a lot of work, and I cannot wait. So as you guys are watching this video, if you do have any questions or future video suggestions, whether you wanna see like my financial breakdown of this, I'm tracking all of the costs, and I have estimated earnings projections that all like went into like me actually buying this property. I would love to give you guys a financial breakdown if you want to see something like that. But yeah, if you have any other ideas, throw them in the comments below. Feel free to reach out. Follow the Pacific Bin for the most like up-to-date just everything about this property, and this is gonna be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to take you guys along on this journey, and let's freaking do this. Oh man, this is crazy.